History is written by the victors. But what about the stories that were buried, the discoveries that vanished, and the truths that were never meant to be revealed? What if some of history's biggest secrets were deliberately covered up? Today, we're diving into the 10 biggest historical and archaeological cover-ups, stories that could rewrite everything we think we know. Stay until the end, because this just might change the way you see history forever. The Smithsonian cover-up of giant skeletons. Between the 1800s and early 1900s, reports flooded American newspapers about massive skeletons, some measuring 9 to 12 feet tall, being unearthed across the United States. These discoveries, often linked to Native American burial sites, sparked curiosity, and then, suddenly, silence. Many of these skeletons were allegedly sent to the Smithsonian Institution, never to be seen again. Witnesses, including researchers and archaeologists, claimed that entire dig sites were shut down, evidence was confiscated, and reports were buried. A court case even surfaced in 2014, alleging that the Smithsonian deliberately destroyed thousands of giant skeletons to preserve the official narrative. Though the case was dismissed, it raises an important question. Why are these reports consistently erased from history? Could it be that history is hiding evidence of a forgotten race of giants? The Smithsonian denies any wrongdoing, but some researchers believe the institution deliberately misplaced these remains to protect the mainstream historical narrative. Could this be evidence of a cover-up, or just a myth lost to time? The true fate of the Great Library of Alexandria. The Great Library of Alexandria, one of the most incredible collections of human knowledge, was supposedly burned to the ground, destroying countless ancient secrets. But what if the real truth is much more complex? Historians blame Julius Caesar, but evidence suggests multiple attacks over centuries. Each time, more scrolls mysteriously vanished. Some believe the most precious knowledge was saved and hidden away in the Vatican's secret archives, never to be shared with the world. Others claim that early Islamic scholars, aware of the library's significance, smuggled away its most valuable texts. For such an important ancient structure, I wonder why it's so hard to find the truth for this place. What lost knowledge did those scrolls contain? Advanced medicine? Forbidden technology? The secrets of lost civilizations? If they were saved, where are they now? And more importantly, who has access to them? The true age of the pyramids. Mainstream archaeology tells us the pyramids are around 4,500 years old, built as tombs for pharaohs. But geological evidence, including water erosion on the Sphinx, shows that it is much, much older, possibly over 10,000 years old. If true, this means an advanced civilization existed before history records suggest it should have. Ancient Egyptian records themselves speak of a time called Zep Tepi, the first time, when gods walked among men and knowledge was passed down. The ancient Egyptians never mention ever building the pyramids. There is not one pyramid hieroglyphic anywhere in Egypt. Could these myths actually be fragments of truth? Further adding to the mystery, it is pretty obvious that the pyramids were not built as tombs at all, but rather something much more amazing. Are they a form of lost technology? An energy source? The alignment with Orion's belt, the unexplained precision, and their rumored connection to the Earth's energy grid suggest a purpose far greater than what we've been told. The Tartaria and Mudflood mystery. What if the history we've been taught is missing an entire global civilization? The theory of Tartaria suggests a once powerful empire existed, stretching across Eurasia, but was erased from history. Some point to buried buildings and mud flood evidence as proof that something catastrophic happened and then was covered up. Massive, intricate buildings, many now labeled as Victorian or Gothic architecture, appear to have been half buried, with doors and windows sitting below street level. Were they truly built this way, or did an unexplained global disaster bury an entire civilization overnight? All across the Earth, we have the same story with underground parts and buildings being found covered in mud. Who were the Tartarians? Could they have had advanced technology that was deliberately erased from history? And why does mainstream history refuse to acknowledge even the possibility of their existence? Göbekli Tepe, the site that shouldn't exist. Discovered in Turkey, Göbekli Tepe is at least 12,000 years old, which means it predates farming, metal tools, and even pottery. Yet, it was built by people who, according to mainstream history, shouldn't even have had the knowledge to construct it. But here's the real mystery. Why did someone else intentionally bury it for thousands of years? Unlike other ancient ruins that erode over time, this site was deliberately covered up. Was it hidden to protect its secrets, or was it buried to erase something we were never meant to discover? Even more chilling, some carvings at Göbekli Tepe appear to depict a cataclysmic event, possibly a comet impact that changed the world forever. If this is true, it means our history books have left out an entire chapter of humanity's past. The Vatican's Secret Archives. The Vatican's secret archives are one of the most restricted places on Earth. Thousands of documents, some centuries old, are kept under lock and key, away from the public eye. But why? What secrets are hidden within and even underneath these walls? Some claim the archives hold evidence of lost civilizations, suppressed religious texts, and even proof of extraterrestrial contact. Whispers of documents describing Jesus' true origins, secret rituals of the Knights Templar, and ancient maps with unknown lands fuel the speculation. And here's where it gets even stranger. The Vatican itself confirmed that the archives contain letters about a secret 17th century trial of Galileo for questioning the Earth's position in the universe. You have to wonder, if that was hidden, what else is being kept from us? Ancient maps of Antarctica before ice, the Piri Reis map. In 1513, an admiral of the Ottoman Empire named Piri Reis compiled a world map. But there's a major problem. It accurately depicts the coastline of Antarctica without ice. You have to wonder, how could a 16th century cartographer have drawn a landmass that, according to modern science, has been buried under ice for at least 10,000 years? Some believe this map was based on even older sources. The Baghdad Battery, ancient electricity? Technology and electricity are modern inventions, or are they? In the 1930s, archaeologists in Iraq discovered something baffling: clay jars containing copper cylinders and iron rods. They called it the Baghdad Battery, and when tested, it was capable of producing an electric charge. But here's where the mystery deepens. Why would an ancient civilization need electricity? Were they simply plating gold onto objects, or is this evidence of a lost technological age? Some believe these batteries were just a fraction of a much larger forgotten technology, one that could rewrite the entire timeline and understanding of human advancement. And if we once had this knowledge, what happened to it? The lost cities of the Amazon. For centuries, explorers searched for the mythical city of gold in the Amazon. Most were classed the stories as nothing more than fairy tales. But today, satellite imagery is revealing the remains of massive, advanced civilizations hidden beneath the jungle canopy. Long, straight roads, vast geometric structures, sophisticated irrigation systems, all signs of a complex society that thrived long before European colonization. But here's the most chilling part. What happened to them? Were these cities wiped out by disease, war, or did something much bigger cause their sudden disappearance? If entire civilizations can vanish without a trace, what else could have been lost to time? The Grand Canyon's Egyptian relics. In 1909, an article published in the Arizona Gazette claimed that an explorer funded by the Smithsonian Institution had found an underground chamber in the Grand Canyon, one filled with Egyptian-style artifacts, statues, and even mummies. But after the article was published, the story disappeared. No follow-ups, no confirmations. And when researchers tried to investigate, the Smithsonian denied everything. The Grand Canyon is now heavily restricted, with certain areas completely off-limits. The reason they give us is to preserve the environment, but is it possible that something is being hidden? Could an unknown ancient connection between North America and Egypt exist? And if so, why is this knowledge being erased from history? We've now reached the end of the list, touching on cover-ups that range from lost cities to hidden archives. History is filled with so many unanswered questions. Could these cover-ups be protecting a version of history that was never meant to be known? Or are they simply forgotten truths waiting to be rediscovered? What do you think? Are these mysteries real, or are they just the result of speculation and myth? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to support the movement into seeking our true history. Drop a comment below with your thoughts, because the past might not be as we've been told.